Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and start this. So the goal for this run is to pick up items that are obvious and try to skip less obvious items. It's like optional power-ups and stuff like that. I'm gonna go in a weird order. And a lot of that is gonna be to try to keep the game fresh for people who might play this later. Alright, so starting out, we got a little tutorial area. Shows you how to use scan visor and lock on, and also free aiming. This first area in the game has a lot of things that you can scan, and I'm going to be not scanning them and reading them, but I would recommend people who like reading, people who like supplementary lore, to take some of their free time to scan some things and read about them. You can see, they're absolutely everywhere. Every little orange and red square is a different thing you can scan and gather information about the room and things that are going on around you. It gives a lot of good story explanations. Tells you what's going on. But the game is very playable without doing that. So if that's not your speed, you don't like reading stuff, you can just go and blast it. You think reading is resident sleeper? Just zoom on through the game. We'll still have to use scanning for things like elevators, but you'll be able to tell because there's, you know, a big blue circly thingy on it. and you're like, oh, I gotta scan that so I can use the elevator. So most of the time, things that you need to scan, it's pretty obvious when you need to switch to the scan visor and see what it is. And anything that's mission critical will be red in color instead of orange. So it's pretty easy to quickly differentiate between things that you need and things that you don't need. I would recommend that anybody who is playing this game for the first time spend some time to look around the areas, gather information on your own, see what's going on. Because I'm skipping through a lot of rooms, skipping through just a lot of general stuff. Some enemies have weaknesses that you uncover by scanning them. For example, this boss gives you a better lock-on point. Before scanning it, you lock onto its center of mass, but after scanning it, you learn that its weakness is its face, and you then lock onto its face instead of center of mass. And that lets you deal a bunch of damage to it really quickly. The missile thing is a trick that makes things a lot easier. I don't want to ruin the game for anyone, so if you want to look up how to do that, you can look up how to do it. It's really easy. But if you don't want to be burdened with that knowledge, then don't look it up. I would recommend going through the game without the missile trick, just because it makes so many things trivial. So until you get a handle on how the game works. If you get really stuck and you can't kill something, then maybe look it up, but I guess it's not really that significant. Just depends on what you're fighting, I guess. But a lot of this game's challenge is figuring out how to fight certain things, what their weaknesses are, their attack patterns. So, I don't know. I guess it's a pretty big part of the game. It's kind of like Dark Souls. The first time you play, you probably don't want a bunch of super overpowered tricks unless you find them out on your own accidentally, and then once you go play through it a second time, you can do all the weird garbage stuff that makes you super overpowered. Just completely breeze through the game. If you haven't played a Metroid game before, this guy right here is one of Samus's longest, how do I say this? To recurring antagonists in all the games. Longest running enemy, I would say. That's, I think, how I would want to phrase that. Oh no, I lost my power-ups. It's way more obvious if you're playing the game with the normal suits enabled. I played with the fusion suits enabled because I figured when I played through the game the first time, I really liked unlocking the new suits and seeing what they look like. So I figured I'd do the fusion suits this time around because it's just kind of like a neat thing. And then that way everybody who plays this game for the first time can have the nice feeling of unlocking the suits for themselves. But the visual change between various suit, which you start with, and the power suit, which you get depowered down to, it's very different. They both look very different. Also, I've talked about this before. This game is very similar to Demon's Souls on the PlayStation 3, in that the game looks great, but it's very limited by its low resolution. If your computer is able to handle this emulated, and you can run it at a higher resolution, it looks really good. Textures and effects hold up really nicely over the years, considering that this game came out in the early 2000s. It still looks great. The art direction, even though a lot of the assets are like, you know, low poly, low res, like these trees are really low res, it looks great because the art direction was so good in this game. It's like when you're playing Morrowind and you see the environments look really nice, but then you look at the people, and the people look really gross. It's kind of like that, except this game doesn't have people, so just everything looks really good. So here's going to be one of the first tricks of the game that allows me to do... Oh, I broke it. I didn't break it. I didn't do it right. That allows me to do a lot of sequence breaking. In the first version of the game, there's something called scan dashing. It was patched out of later versions of the game. Able to lock onto something with the scan visor and do a sideways dash, and if you release the lock on at the right time, the momentum from the sideways dash carries you very far. So you can get a lot of horizontal movement where maybe the game doesn't intend you to. And then couple that with the fact that your ship kind of gives you a little gravity boost to get up to the top of it, since when you start the game you don't have a double jump. It has to give you like a little gravity boost to help accelerate you top of the ship. I don't know how big a part that plays in getting you up to that ledge. It might not play any part of it, but yeah, it lets you get up to that edge early and go ahead and grab space jump boots, give you a double jump right at the beginning of the game. And that's going to allow me to do a lot of the pick up obvious items in non-obvious ways kind of thing that I was going with in this run. I want to get items early, I want to skip other items, and the items that I do get, I would prefer to get in unconventional ways that you're not meant to in a normal playthrough. So you still have kind of the mystery of figuring out how to get them for yourselves. For example, I can double jump now. See that missile expansion? I'm just gonna jump up there and grab it. See that energy tank over there? Spoilers, I'm just gonna jump over there and grab it. Even with being able to double jump, those aren't the intended ways to get those items. But it makes it easy for me to get them. This one's hard to get because the jump is kind of precise. And I don't know if I'm going to spend a lot of time grabbing that. Might just skip that one. One missile expansion on that ledge. I didn't practice getting it. I did do a little bit of practice last night. I didn't practice getting this missile. So I don't want to spend... Yeah, I'm not going to spend a lot of time trying to grab it. It's not a big deal. So having the missile early means I can go in this door a little bit early. There's an entire boss and section of the Chozo Ruins that I'm completely skipping because I was able to get that missile early instead of fighting a boss to get the missile launcher. Similarly here, there's a little thing that you have to do in this room before getting the morph ball, but because I can double jump, I can just double jump over stuff that's supposed to happen in this room. And leave. I really like this little room because you can kind of look up and see other areas of the game from the outside. And I really like the architecture. Like, when you look around, it looks like it's a castle. And you don't really ever see... don't ever really see this kind of weird castle-y architecture from the inside of the map. You only really see it in, like, this particular transfer area, if you look at it. It's really cool, I think. So, to speed up the game, I'm gonna pick up some missile expansions. I wasn't planning on doing some of these, but if the sound of a power-up is so obvious that it's like I'm passing a power-up, then I'm gonna count that as being kind of obvious and go ahead and grab it. Because it is pretty painful not having very many missiles. It's painful not having many missiles. If I can get like at least 20, I should be fine. But like sticking at 5 for a long time is uncomfortable. Similarly, I don't need to pick up this item, but it speeds everything up so much. Actually, the first time I played this game, I didn't pick up this item. I played through a lot of the game without having this item, and it made it very difficult. So I'd recommend everybody trying to get this item. Don't forget it like I did. And you can go through a lot of the game normally without having it. You can beat the game without having it if you do some sequence breaks, but you can go through a lot of the game normally without it at all. I don't think the game wants you to go through very much of the game without it, but it lets you. So this is one of the first bosses that we're fighting. I think this is, what, the second one that we fought? However, if you play through the game normally, this is like a handful of bosses in. But this one's still pretty tough because the fire deals a lot of damage and it can trap you against the wall. The walls aren't super smooth, so you can get stuck in a corner. It does have a knockback on it. Also, for anybody playing through this game and scanning a bunch of stuff, if you're trying to go for 100% scans, don't do it on the first time through the game. Just play the game through more or less normally, more or less naturally. Don't try to go for 100% scans. It's hard to get 100% scans in a single playthrough, even if you've played the game before. Because there's so many things that you can only scan once before they're gone. And you're bound to miss a handful of them. They kind of made that a little bit better in the trilogy version of the game. In the trilogy version of the game, you can do kind of like a New Game Plus, where you keep all your scan progress. So it makes it a lot easier in the trilogy version to go through and get the scans that you missed. But the trilogy version is not as good as the GameCube version. Which is unfortunate. I'm playing the GameCube version, by the way, in case anybody didn't know. GameCube version of the game is played on a controller and has tank controls, which is why a lot of people don't like it. But the game was designed around the tank controls, so it's really fine. It's not... It might be kind of hard to get used to, but once you get used to it, it's fine. It's not like trying to play a first-person shooter on tank controls. Because you only really ever have one thumbstick, it's fine. It's like Resident Evil 4. For me, Resident Evil 4, you get used to the tank controls because you don't have to worry about the second stick. Until they kind of, I guess in the different ports they kind of messed with it a little bit, but I'm grabbing this item because it might not look super obvious, but it's very obvious. When you play the game normally, that item is very obvious. It's not a big deal for me. Plus, I really want the extra energy tank buffer. I think that's necessary enough for me to pick it up. I want like 4 energy tanks, and I should be fine. And there's a couple that I would normally get, but I'm skipping in this particular playthrough. So that one is one that I really want. Let's go. I'm gonna save because I might mess up. It's the next part of the run. I'm gonna hit the save station here. And I'm gonna try getting to the next room using a special trick method instead of the normal method. And if I have problems and can't pull it off, then I'll go through here the normal way. called a triple bomb jump. Normally, you can only do a double bomb jump. And that's basically the hardest thing this game ever wants you to do is a double bomb jump. Yeah, I'm just gonna do this normal because I don't want to waste a bunch of time. But if you do a triple bomb jump up there, you get a little bit of extra height, and you are able to go over the top of that gate. Which the hitbox on that gate is a little bit weird anyway. You can like almost make it with the double bomb jump, but they kind of made the hitbox extend a little bit. So that you can't do that, but with the triple bomb jump you have enough height that you can clear it. Hey, what's up, Zach? In later versions of the game, they put an invisible wall over there so you can't triple bomb jump over it. But it's not really that big of a deal because it's like, I don't know, it's only a big deal if you're speedrunning and you can get that trick very fast. If you're playing casually, it doesn't really matter much at all, except it might be possible for you to get stuck on the other side of the barrier. But this is such like a weird, you don't really ever go through here that often. So this is like the first major boss of the game, I would say. And I really like his design. There's a little glitch there as it was zooming out, and I think that was because of the widescreen hack I had turned on. With like the terrain disappeared for a second. But this is like the first major boss of the game. And I absolutely love its design. I think its design is really cool. Its concept art is really cool. There's a bunch of beta animations where they had this boss in a different location. And it looks really cool. Like, I think this is one of the first things they designed for this game. Because there's like so many like early assets. So I'm gonna be doing some weird stuff for this. I want to knock him out. And then you can just double jump. Normally you're supposed to knock out the mirrors, and the mirrors make him like go into hibernation or whatever because he doesn't have enough sun because he's a plant. But because I can space jump at this point in the game where I'm not supposed to, you can just jump over and smack him. Smack him right in the ball slot. But yeah, this guy's mechanic is that like, you have to smack the mirrors, and then he gets upset and smacks the mirrors back. So there's 4 stages. It's supposed to go 1, 2, 3, 4, but because I'm doing it in a weird order, I did 1, skip, 2, and then I'll skip it the last time as well. But skipping it the last time is going to give me all 4 mirrors pointed on him after he's dead, which I'll be using for a really weird trick, which hopefully doesn't waste too much time, because I really don't want it to waste too much time. But it's kind of cool, and I kind of want to show it off. It's kind of neat. So I'm not sure if it's a mistake or not showing it off, but I'm doing it. The reason why I'm not sure if it's a mistake or not is because it might take me a while to set it up, and it might take me a while to unset it up, if that makes sense, and it's kind of really weird, but that's kind of part of why I want to show it off, and it lets me do something that's like kind of interesting. So that's a suit upgrade, but we're going to not get that right now. I did practice this a little bit. I did practice this a little bit last night, but I don't know it that well. I'm trying to land on this edge here, but it really wants to push me off. Okay, so I'm on this edge, and it didn't let me jump off of it. It kind of just like, oh, you moved a little bit, you're not on it anymore. So basically, because it's angled, a lot of that area is angled. You have to land on it in the right way so that it doesn't push you off. Dang it. Dang it. If you're too far up there, it'll push you off. But if you're not on there enough, you won't land on the ledge. Like, for example, there, it's like I landed on it, but I was too far to the right, so the angled part of it pushed me off. But I want to be on that. I want to be on the sun mirror, which is why I beat the boss with the mirrors still up, which is not normally possible. And this did not take me anywhere near as long doing this in practice. Kind of sucks. I just had that and jumped off. So I'm gonna explain what I'm gonna do next, because yeah. I'm actually going to jump on that mirror to go out of bounds. There's a lot of ways that you can get out of bounds in this game. It's different in every room. Not every room lets you go out of bounds. But basically, any room that's big and isn't necessarily closed on the top usually has ways to let you get out of bounds. So this one, you can literally just walk out here, and bam, you're out of bounds. So, in the original NES Metroid, people called them secret worlds. And that naming convention kind of carried over a bit. So, people call these secret worlds. I'm really bad at navigating out of bounds in this game. It's very difficult, because the things that you stick to, if that makes any sort of sense, it's really hard. It's really hard to know when it's gonna happen. Hey, what's up, Windex? And it's just it's something that basically you get a feel for it, and you're either able to do it or you're not. It's not really something that's easy to give a tutorial for. But basically, what I was able to do by going out of bounds and going underwater is I was able to get this weird floaty jump. And the reason the weird floaty jump is useful is because it lets me do floaty jumps. I have to come back into this room, but I have to come back into this room a certain way. And having this floaty jump lets me do that. So what I'm trying to do is get back into bounds right now. I want to hold on to this floaty jump, but I want to be back in bounds. And it's kind of weird because I don't know how to do it very well, but it just kind of happened last time I was playing. It just kind of, I got put back in bounds, and I was like, yeah, I'm back in bounds. But it might be a little bit harder this time around, because I might have just gotten lucky last time. maybe this works. Come on. This is what I meant by it might take me a long time to undo it. I might just crawl to the ceiling and try to get back in through the ceiling. Might work. Hey, there we go. Okay. We're back in bounds. I have floaty jump, and I can pick up the suit. And, usually if there's any weird out-of-bound issues, there's a couple ways to get back in bounds. I think I would have been fine just coming back in through the top of the room like I just did. That usually fixes problems, but not all the time. Other things that'll fix you and put you back in bounds are triggering cutscenes like this. So there's cutscenes like this, there's cutscenes where you can like scan an elevator and it puts you back in bounds. And then you can like get onto the outside of a room where there's a door and then have the next room load around you. And that one's kinda hard, like having the room load around you is pretty difficult, in my opinion. But it's just weird, because all of this is about just, like, learning weird things that you were never meant to do. So, I personally don't like going out of bounds that much, but it makes this part easier. So, I have to go back into that room where I fought that boss to get a certain item. And the way it works is the room resets once you fall down this tower. However, you don't need to fall down the tower all the way. You only need to go a certain part of the way down. And there is a way to get back up without that floaty jump, but I'm really bad at it, and it's really hard. So I just went down this way and jumped back up with a floaty jump. And then that lets me get back in here, and going down partially through the tower, reset this room. And now we have this boss fight kind of thing, which I wasn't supposed to get to this early. And we can play around with the floaty jump a little bit longer. So this fight was one of the reasons why I picked up the charge beam. Charge beam shots are much more powerful than single shots. Much more powerful. So even if you're spamming incredibly fast, charge shots are still better in most situations because they do more damage. Hey, thanks for the follow. Amanda Palmer, holy shit. And his sub with Twitch Prime. Do I know who you are? I'm pretty sure I know who you are. What's up, dude? Heck yeah. I love the Yemer Yams in the Yemerheim. Back when I played World of Warcraft Retail, Panda Palmer was one of my guild leaders. He was a really cool guy. And I gotta say that I did not appreciate you as much as I do now. But I was kind of a grumpy butthole back then, and I'm still a grumpy gamer now. But we had some good times. The Let's see, we did Raiding in Wrath of the Lich King and Cataclysm. And then I left partway through Cataclysm. That was a grumpy gamer. So right now I'm gonna go in the Magma Caverns, which is I'm gonna lose my floaty jump. But oh well, I don't really have any more use for the floaty jump. I just wanted to do that one thing. And the reason why I went up the tower backwards with the floaty jump, it let me skip a couple items that I would normally need to get. So I'm going to be able to skip a couple items now, because I don't need to do it the normal way. Well, I could theoretically skip a couple items, but I'm actually only skipping one of those items. Because the other one is very hard to do the game without. Also, I'm gonna pick up another one of these blue things. These blue things are called Chozo artifacts. They are endgame items that don't improve your character abilities at all, but you need to get all 12 of them to beat the game, basically. And a lot of people don't realize that you can just pick them up as you're playing the game. But you can. But it kind of requires you to know where they are a little bit, so it's not something that a first-time player is going to probably get. But they might pick up a couple on accident, but unless you know they're there, probably you won't get them. But then once you hit the end of the game, it tells you where all of them are, so it's not super hard to get them, it's just a lot of backtracking. But getting them as we play cuts down on the backtracking. I think I'm gonna try to grab another one over here. I don't know how easy it is to make this jump. I think I need a scan dash over there. Unless I can just jump up here. Maybe I can just walk over. Nope. Okay. I could just wait and get this later, because I will come back through here later. I'm just gonna wait and get this later. Because I end up coming through this room at least one more time, and I'll have an item that'll help me. Panda, are you gonna play Classic WoW? Are you gonna have time for that? I've been playing on Netherwing, which is a Burning Crusade private server. That's pretty fair. I wasn't sure if I'd have enough time to play on Classic either, but one of my roommates is interested in it as well, and our schedules are really similar. So with two people doing it, it should be much easier than, like, me trying to do it on my own, if that makes sense. It's, like, so grind-heavy and time-consuming. Yeah, I don't know. But would you play BFA if... You know, I don't know if you like BFA or not, but I've heard it's not that great. Would it be something that you played if it were better, or is it just too much of a time constraint and you just don't have time to play? Most of the time. Yeah, that's fair. Is that game still up, or did you have to do a private server for that? I was under the impression that it got shut down a while ago. Semi-private, okay. Oh, that's pretty cool. I never played it. I remember my brother bought it, but he bought it before we had cable internet. So he went to his friend's house with his laptop and tried downloading it off his friend's internet, which that part was successful. But then I think the main issue is his laptop couldn't run it very well. And then by the time he got a laptop that could run it well, we were playing World of Warcraft anyway. That was kind of like a weird glitch cutscene. If you stand right next to where it spawns, it kind of runs at you a little bit. I think I need a handful more missiles to blow it up, so I'm gonna hit these boxes for some missiles. Ow. Yeah, there we go. I think it takes 17. That's about what I counted last time, was 17. Oh, yeah. Yeah, no, I'm sure any modern laptop could run it at this point, except maybe if it doesn't run on Intel graphics, just, like, driver-wise. But, gosh, I bet it could run on a bunch of stuff that, you know, back when it came out, wouldn't be able to. I just remember, though, the laptop my brother had was so bad that, like, it kept overheating. As soon as he was able to replace it, he never used it anymore for anything. Because of how terrible it was. It was like if you got a Chromebook in this day and age and then, like, try to load, like, Windows on it. It just was not, it was just not good. It was just not a good laptop, unfortunately. But I guess it did what he needed it to do for school, so that was the important part. And, yeah. Alright, see you later. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for the Twitch Prime sub, I appreciate it. So now I'm going to go grab another upgrade that is technically not... It's needed to beat the game normally, but if you're glitching, it's not needed to beat the game. But it's very hard to beat the game without it, so I'm gonna get it. Say hi to her for me. It's been a while. Been a while since we've talked. But I hope everything's going well. Oh no! I fell. I wasn't supposed to fall. Spoilers. That's like the first time in a long time that I've missed that jump, so I'm wondering if I'm just like second guessing myself. But this is a pretty cool upgrade here. It lets you charge up your ball and go fast. Lets you be a Tony Hawk Pro Skater. But we're not going to use it for that. We're just going to use it to go fast in a straight line. We don't need to be a Tony Hawk Pro Skater in this game. Actually, I messed up, so I'm going to have to be a Tony Hawk Pro Skater right now. Remember from the beginning of the game, there was a little thing where it showed Ridley, and I was like, Ridley's a bad guy, and Samus doesn't like him. Well, there he is. If I remember correctly, the premise of the game was she was trying to track him down, and that's why she was on the Space Pirate frigate, because Ridley was on it. And then it kind of blew up, and then he kind of flew away, and then she tried tracking him to this planet, and then it was like, hey, he's here, so she's probably happy, slash, you know, angry that he's here because she wants to kill him. A big rivalry spanning multiple games. He's never really gone. So I now have the item that I said would help me. Oh, poopy. So I didn't mean to fall there, in case that wasn't obvious. But I got hit. That's the thing that you can do with Boost Ball. There's these little spinners that you can use. I used that one to extend that bridge and jumped over. It's possible to jump over without it, but I don't remember how to do it. So I was like, I'm gonna be here again in 3 seconds, so I'm just gonna do it that way. And I'm gonna grab another one of these fancy artifact things. Now I got a handful of them, like 3, I think. Trying to think about where the best place for me to go right now is. I think I want to be at the beginning of Chozo Ruins. Also, for some reason, all these things respawned. I guess I went enough rooms over that they respawn. Usually things in this game reset after like 2 rooms. So like it holds the current room and then 1 room over. So if you go 2 rooms over, the rooms, you know, 2 rooms over reset. My energy's kind of low here, so I'm going to be careful. Normally I would just run through the fire. But I don't really have health as a luxury right now. And it's just going to give me missiles. Thanks, game. No energy, dang. Oh, it did give energy. I'm gonna suck it up. Actually, right now it doesn't matter. I don't need it. Because I'm gonna take an elevator. So one of the cool things about this game is the way the game world's laid out. So you get from area to area using these elevators, right? But it's kind of like Dark Souls in that there's connections in a bunch of different areas. So depending on where you want to go in certain areas and how fast you want to get there, or like what power-ups you have, you can use these alternate routes. This gets me back to this room, which is how I got to Chozo Ruins, but I'm gonna go back to my ship because I want my health back. So I'm just gonna do a safety save at my ship, so I get all my energy replenished. Now is the point in the game, roughly, that you would be able to get the space jump boots normally. To give you kind of a sense of when you would actually get that normally. It's not super late in the game, but it's not super early. And I don't know how many hours you'd be playing through casually. Probably like 5. If it's your first playthrough of the game. I would say your first playthrough of the game, if you go in completely blind, probably 20 hours. Maybe it's like 15 on the fast end, 30 on the slow end. Depends on how fast you pick up the combat mechanics, how long you take scanning and reading the lore, how much you get lost or explore on your own instead of following the prompts. This game does have hint prompts that tell you where to go next. It doesn't tell you how to get there, but it tells you where to go. It tells you where you want to go. So you usually won't get super lost. I remember there's a couple where it's like, go here, and it really doesn't tell you how to get there, and it can be kind of confusing, but for the most part, you shouldn't get very lost, and especially in this day and age, you can look up the guide very easily. But I think this game is very doable to beat without looking at any guides. I don't think I need to go into that room. No, I don't. So we're going back here. I came here to get a safety energy tank, and I'm coming back here to do something else. Progress in the game. This is an interesting magnetic rail that you don't actually need the magnetic rail system to go up. You can just walk into it at a certain angle and you just go up it. It's a little bit wonky getting the morph ball in the hole, but it's doable. And now you're in this room. And I'm gonna go in this morph ball hole. So the reason why I couldn't come here earlier is because I needed the wave beam. The doors on this side of the ruins are all locked behind these purple doors. I needed the wave beam to get in there. Okay. I'll just do this method. There's another good reason to have the boost ball. It's not technically necessary, but if you mess some stuff up like I just did, it's so much easier to use the morph ball than try to retry those things. Scan dashing is very hard if the object is already fully scanned. A lot of scan dashes I personally can only pull off if it's the first time I'm scanning them. So we're skipping this magnetic rail track as well by just jumping up there a little bit creatively. And we're gonna unlock this stuff while the ghost down there is being upset and phasing into existence. This time, thankfully, we only have to fight one of them, but I'm still gonna miss my shots. I believe he takes 3 charge shots and some change to take down. So hopefully this next one takes him out. No, one more. There we go. So, this guy has different things that happen depending on which thing is activated. So right now, he'll just toss me up there, back to where I already was. The thing I did when I was first in this room. However, if I activate these slots here, his thing will change. So by default, he throws you down that divot and it launches you up, and you have to use the magnetic rail system to latch on there and hit that morph ball bomb slot. I already did that when I walked in the room, so I can skip that one and just use the wave beam bomb slot, and that will shoot me up here. And then I can progress. This little force field's blocking me, but I can turn it off for a nice shortcut if I come through this room later. We got this fancy pants room. Just gonna zippity-zop up there and hit this for an ice beam. Now that I have the ice beam, a lot of different things are unlocked for me. I'm trying to think about where I want to go. I know this is going to take me... Okay, I remember where these things take me now. I always forget. Because this door and that door both go to different elevators. I'm trying to remember which one I want to go to. I didn't need to save here. I could have saved at a different spot. In fact, I'm going to save at a different spot, but it's fine. So, remember when I said that different elevators take you to different parts of the level, and depending where you want to go in the level, you can use these different alternate paths. Well, this one kind of leads back to the beginning of the game again. There's all these ones that go back to the beginning of the game, which is really handy. Because your ship is different than other save points. It also restores your ammo. Other save points only restore your health. Remember at the beginning of the game we were on the Space Pirate spaceship? Well, here's the Space Pirate spaceship. It crashed. You can go through it. In fact, if you play the game for the first time, you have to go through it. But I'm not going to go through it, because I'm a gamer. There is a missile tank up. There's a missile tank. There's a missile tank. This is a very obvious missile tank. How do you get there? Well, I can tell you how you're not supposed to get there. And it's by doing this. Oh, I messed up. I hit the ceiling weird. Oh no. Need a little bit more height off this. A little bit more height. So the underwater physics in this game are kind of weird. The jumps that you can make underwater, it's really weird. So there's a thing in this game that speedrunners used to call ghetto jumping, but that was phased out in favor of slope jumping because ghetto didn't sound very professional, and people didn't want to say that at GDQ, or GDQ didn't want them to say that. I don't remember which is which. But hey, we're back at the spaceship. So slope jumping in this game lets you get extra height off your jumps. I've been doing it a lot without saying anything about it, but slope jumps underwater are very exaggerated because of the underwater mechanics. So you can get a lot of crazy height underwater where you're just like, whoa, that's a lot of extra height. So I'm gonna go back through here again, which this will take us to Magmore Caverns. And I have another handful of tricks that may or may not go well. I might have to die a couple times. But it'll let us do some interesting things. When I was practicing, I had 1 energy tank, now I have 2 energy tanks. So it'll give me a little bit more leeway, but still not that much. Like, for example, if I do that, it's really bad. Yeah, okay. I'm gonna try it like this. Probably gonna die. Yeah, I'm gonna die. That's okay, because I respawned from the ship. So I'm trying to get through that room without using the magnetic track system. And it's a little bit difficult because I can't easily jump through the lava. So there's a couple methods of getting through there. One is doing a scan dash through there, which is what I'm trying to do at the beginning of it. And then if you're in the lava, you can do like a weird bomb jump out of the lava. And then I think there's also a weird slope jump that you can do underwater. Because the lava in the game, if I remember correctly, is very similar to water mechanics. Just with more Bernie ouchie on it. So probably... Okay, I shouldn't say probably. I'm hoping that I'll get the scan dash method because if it's done properly, it's quick and I don't take damage. But if I mess that up, then hopefully I can get the bomb jump method. it's like, it's weird because it's like the second bomb that goes off doesn't work right. And so it might just be I need to mash the bombs. I don't exactly remember how it works. But yeah, this is one of the tricks that's hardest for me. I apologize. Elder Scrolls Online is $9. Well, that's because they want you to buy Somerset. They want to give you the base game for free, so you're like, wow, this game's good, and then you buy the expansion for like 30 or 40 bucks or 60. The issue with that is that the game is not very good in my opinion, so you'll be playing the game and you're like, wow, this game isn't very good. I wish I didn't give them $10. And then... yeah. Or for some reason you like playing it because your name is Zackwave. I mean, VHS set. And you absolutely love the game even though it's terrible. You buy all the DLC, and you just roll around in all the DLC. But no, it's bad and it's not very fun. I would not recommend Elder Scrolls Online. All the people who've been like, oh man, it's really fun, I've been like, they're the fun with friends kind of people. It's a bad game. Okay, I got the scan dash. But yeah, it's like, it's just... ugh, I don't know. The way they balanced it is really bad. Like, it's just not fun. It's like really... it's really gross. Feels like a free-to-play MMO, but you have to pay for it. That's basically a free-to-play MMO. I remember when it first came out and it was subscription-based, it was just like, ugh. Actually, I really wanted to play it when it first came out. But it just wasn't that good. I don't know. It was very disappointing. Yeah, I'm saying it's bad. Exactly what I'm saying. So this little room here, it's possible to do these things without the boost ball. But it's very hard. So when I say that like this game is possible to beat without the boost ball, this is the room where it's like, if you don't have the boost ball, you're gonna have a bad time. It's really finicky. But you can kind of see, like, it's kind of possible to, like, move the tracks without the boost ball, but it's really weird. It's just really funky. Man, look at all of this. Look at all of this. Doesn't this look like a bunch of fun to go through? If you said yes, that looks like a lot of fun to go through, then you can do that on a casual playthrough. We're not doing that. And now we have Plasma Beam. Plasma Beam lets us do a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff. Basically, the game is our oyster now. I'm trying to think about where I actually want to go right now. I need... So there's one item that I need that I can kind of grab really quick, but I don't know the best way to do it. And it's gonna be kind of funky. I think I know how I'm gonna do this. Yeah, I think that'll work. I had kind of a partial route planned out in my head, but I didn't really finish it. So, I think this will work. Plasma beam is really good. Let's see, where does this go? Does this go where I want it to go? Yes, yes it does. I'm gonna do a safety save before I do this, just in case I'm wrong. But it should be fine. Actually, I don't think I'm gonna have to do as much backtracking as I thought. Oh, wait, yeah, I am. Yeah, I am. So this guy, I'm actually supposed to come in through that door, so you can touch him, and it hurts. You can also scan him. Not supposed to be able to do until the boss fight starts. I think it might be possible to damage his first weak spot, but I don't know for sure. And I don't know where it is in that big pile of rocks, so I'm not worrying about it. But, this boss fight, I'm going to be doing a little bit unconventionally. For one, I have Plasma Beam. I'm not supposed to have Plasma Beam. And two, I'm supposed to have a certain lock-on mechanism. And I don't have that. So I'm going to be free-aiming through a lot of this boss fight. Which is actually really fun, especially with the Plasma Beam. Because the Plasma Beam rips through this guy like a mining laser through ore. Also, it helps if you've done this boss a lot and you know generally where its weak spots are. Or if you did the boss last night and you know where its weak spots are. But yeah, this guy is probably one of my favorite boss fights. My favorite boss fights are all like the really stupid ones that other people don't like. Like, I really like Flagra's design. I guess the boss fight or the actual fight itself with Flagra isn't that great, but it's still pretty neat. But like, I really like Thardus, and a lot of people don't like Thardus. This boss is called Thardus, by the way. This guy was, I think, the first skill check that I ran into. And I think this is probably most players' first skill check. There's a lot of bosses where it's not really a skill check, but this one is definitely a skill check. If you don't respect this boss, he will destroy you. I think this one's his next weak spot. This one right here. But it's not gonna activate until he goes through a Super Saiyan sequence. Might be his other arm, though. No, I think I already blew up two of his arms. He's a little bit upset. I've blown up like half his rocks. My stomach! Ah, I ate too much Taco Bell! This is another item that you don't need to beat the game. You do casually, but you don't if you glitch. But I'm really bad at the game, so I need this item to beat the game. And you probably have an idea of what this is for, since we've been seeing these things everywhere. So yeah, now I can use those magnetic tracks that I've been skipping this whole game. And I think I will use it in one room in particular that I'm really bad at skipping without it. And then that's pretty much it. Should I do this? Nah. Well, I probably will come back here, though. I will come back here, I think, and do... I'm trying to think if I want to do that. I don't know. So this item isn't super obvious. Blast that ice, and you get this. But it does let me get it early. Getting it early and letting me do a thing with it is more important, in my opinion, than not getting it, because it's maybe not super obvious. But hey, it's ice, you blow it up, and yeah. I'm just gonna go back Yeah, I think I'm just gonna go through Magmore again. I think that'll be faster. Easier. I'm talking out loud. I don't think you guys know what I'm talking about. Probably not. But, so that boss fight that I just did, to get into his house, you have to do like a little puzzle. And I don't have the items to do that puzzle. I'm able to leave his house without doing that puzzle, but to get into it the normal way, you have to do the puzzle. So instead what I'm doing is I'm going to go back through Magmore Caverns and go back to his back door and go back into his house. So I don't have to do the puzzle, because that requires me to get items, that requires me to do more than just doing what I'm doing now, which is going through Magmore Caverns. Because going through Magmore is pretty quick and easy. Especially now because I have the Spider Ball. I didn't need to go up here, but I don't remember where I'm supposed to go. I think it's down here. No, it's down here. So I'm gonna grab an item that I really, really like. Even though it's not necessary, I really, really, really like it. But I have this power bomb, so I'm gonna grab it. I wasn't originally going to grab this, because this is kind of like one of those secret items that I didn't want to show off. But it's such a good item. It's a ridiculously good item. Ridiculously good. Not through there. I want to go back this way. So I feel kind of bad about getting that item. I feel a little bit bad about it. But considering it's completely optional, and some people might not even know it's there, I guess that's the point, is let you find things for yourself while playing. But it's so good. I couldn't help myself. Please forgive me. I haven't showed it off yet. I'll need to show it off here. But I'm not sure when I want to show it off against. Thank you, Zach. So this is the intended way of getting through this room. It's much safer. Doesn't kill me. My health is pretty low. I don't know if this will work. It worked. But it didn't get them all. So that was an item that was really good, but I didn't show it off very well. So I'll have to show it off again in a minute. I don't know what I'm going to use it against, though. I don't know. Hopefully this fire doesn't kill me. Alright, so we're going back to Thardus' back door. But instead of going into his house, we're gonna go into his, garden shed, I guess. The big rock monster is through that door, except he's not because I killed him. Instead now, we're gonna go back here, which instead of using the spider ball track, which is boring, I'm gonna jump on the elevator pillar thing and go through here. I just remembered that I didn't need to save there or that because there's this right here. Hello, obvious energy tank. I love obvious energy tanks because I love energy tanks and I love picking up things that are obvious. This goes to a place I need to go. So we're gonna zoop through here real quick. Shoot me while I'm trying to jump. That's rude. Also, you're not supposed to come in through this way at the start. So there's those barrels there, there's boxes that you have to destroy. Where are the other goobers? Here's a goober. I don't know who's shooting at me right now, but I'm kind of busy. There we go. Where are you? There you are. Goober. Oh, hey, look. An obvious missile expansion. How are we gonna get this? Wow. That was really difficult. I wonder what happens if I blow this tank up. If I come in through that side, it shows a cutscene off of this Metroid. But I wonder what happens if I blow it up and then trigger the cutscene. You just walk up to the thing I blew up. Oh no, I might have soft locked. I might have soft locked. By blowing up that Metroid missile thingy, I think I started the pirate fight, which locked the doors, but I killed all the pirates already. Which means all the... Okay, that door isn't locked, so I could reset the room, but I'm gonna try killing one enemy to reset the room. Oh hey, an obvious energy tank. Oh, convenient. Yeah, so I don't think this room unlocks unless I kill all the pirates. But because all the pirates are already dead, it's impossible for me to do that. So I'm gonna reset the room. I don't know why they locked that door, though. That's so weird. I don't know why they would lock, like, the exit door. Oh, you know what? I bet it's locked. I bet that door locks not because of the pirates. I bet it locks because of the Metroid. I bet that door locks as soon as the Metroid cutscene starts and only goes away, like, once you blow it up or something. I bet that's what it is. I bet it's so you can't, like, see the Metroid and be like, oh no, this is scary, and then leave. I think that might be what it is. But whatever, you know, that wasn't too bad. Okay, so this is a room that I absolutely hate, but we're coming in from the back, so it should be fine. So what I'm attempting to do here is jump over this energy barrier right here, this yellow thing. Oh, sorry, I'm not trying to jump over it, I'm trying to jump near it so that I can shoot a missile over it and hit those red things. There we go. So I smashed the red things, which are explosive, I guess, with a missile, and it's like crunch. And we like our Captain Crunch. Captain Crunch. Man, I haven't had Captain Crunch in a while. I'm gonna yell at my mom to get me some Captain Crunch if she's still at the store. Captain Crunch. Okay. Hopefully at Aldi they have Captain Crunch or something similar, because I want some gosh darn Captain Crunch. That was another artifact that we needed. I'm gonna hope that I can leave this room without triggering a fight. Yes, I can. Okay. So the trigger to this room is by that door over there. Since I'm never using that door, or never going near it, the fight doesn't trigger, so I can just leave. Yeah, they should. They should have Aldi Crunch or something. Shiver me Crunchers or something, you know what I mean? Pirates Fat Booty. Some sort of cereal that's pretty good. So really the only reason I came through here was to grab that artifact. And then I'm peacing out. Okay, so now we're back here in Thardus' back door pocket. AKA Deep Fendrana. AKA Fendrana's Edge, I don't know, whatever you want to call it. Yo, what up? Oh, you know what? I don't have Grapple Beam right now. This might be an issue. I don't think it'll be an issue, but it might be an issue. I wasn't planning on smacking these Ubers, but I have to in order to go through these rooms without the Grapple Beam, I think. Or at least easily. There we go. So I need to go through here. But yeah, the weird blue floaty boy, you can Grapple Beam off him. But I needed to... Oh, dang it. That means I don't have the Grapple Beam. Ooh. I was supposed to come through here with the Grapple Beam. There is a way to get to where I need to go without the Grapple Beam. I just have to be creative about it. I just don't know what it is. So I got a couple options here. I could look it up. I could mess around with it. Or I could leave and come back later. I don't think this little branch has collision. On account of the ice spreader didn't touch it at all. So, okay, so let me look at where my destination is. Normally I would use that grapple point and then that grapple point to get over there. Onto that ledge. So if it's possible for me to get onto that ledge without the grapple, then this shouldn't be that bad. Oh! Oh, it's definitely possible. I just have to not suck for a minute. I was on it So I just gotta jump after I land on it. Without being an absolute fool. Okay, so after I land on it, I need to jump up and to the right. Got a little bit of extra height off it the first time I got here, so I'm wondering if I accidentally did a slope jump off this thing. Poopy. It's really hard doing that without being able to see. This might mean that I actually don't need the grapple beam. Probably still grab it. Oh, that was really close. Okay, so I do need to slope off that branch to get up there, I think. Shouldn't be that hard. This is unscripted. My apologies. There we go, okay. I'm here. I got up here. And now I want to go over here. Can I jump up there? Yes, I can. And then, bam, here we go. Secret door. What's in the secret door? Another one of these things. Heck yeah. And that's what I came for, so I can leave now. Wave goodbye to Thardis' butthole. I mean, back door. I mean, his house. Okay, so now I'm trying to think about the next best route to take. This is going to put me out in Magmore, but it's also going to be really close to... Wait, did I go the wrong way? No, I didn't. I just need to climb this again. It's going to put me in Magmore. That's observatory. So I could do... leave Magmore to Root Tunnel, and then climb Frigate to go back into the end of Chozo Ruins where I got the Ice Beam, and then go into the front of Phazon Mines, or I could go into the back of Phazon Mines, which might be more interesting, but I haven't tested it, so I don't know how well it'll work. Ooh. But it has the potential to be really interesting. It has the potential to be really interesting, so I think I'm gonna do the... Can I actually get back that way, though? No, I don't think I can get back that way. I think I have to go the normal way, because there's... Down for interesting. I'll take a look at interesting. It might not work, but we'll take a look at interesting. So, if you recall, I grabbed that Power Bomb expansion before I got Power Bombs, which lets me use Power Bombs. But I only have one Power Bomb, so it might be a little kind of weird. So I'll have to farm expansions a little bit. But usually these Zoomers are really good about giving Power Bomb ammo, since there's a Power Bomb thingy here that I need to hit. Where'd that Zoomer go? There he is. So I might need to kill things until I get a Power Bomb expansion. Or a Power Bomb ammo. I don't know if these guys will get one, but I don't know why they wouldn't. Energy, energy. I think I can just load and unload the Zoomer room until the Zoomer gives me a Power Bomb. And then that way I don't have to fight the flying pirates every time. I wonder if there's like a source of crates somewhere I can blow up. Let me see if maybe that exit has some crates, because crates, you know, I don't know if crates have a better chance of dropping stuff like that, but it seems like I always get... No, there's no crates in here. It always seems like I get better stuff out of crates when I'm looking for ammo. But it could just be there's usually like 3 crates at once. That's like 3 drops instead of like 1 from killing an enemy. Maybe if I hit it from back here, it'll load the room and then it'll deload. Oh. Kind of a cool little room though, I like it. Although it's missing the impact. It's missing the big floaty thing, and I don't know if that's a widescreen hack issue, but there should be a big floaty thing over there. I should check this later when I'm not running like a game hack to see if it's there or not. You'll see what I mean. There's the big impact crater thing, right? That you can see, the big impact crater. But then above it, there's supposed to be the artifact temple, and there's just no artifact temple. Impact crater, no artifact temple above it. But we'll see some different angles of that impact site. Okay, I'm gonna go through some different areas of Magmore where there's crates. So it might take a little bit longer, but I really want this power bomb expansion. Not expansion, ammo. Oh, there are crates. Missile, missile. Missile, missile. I don't think there's crates here. But this will reload the pirates. Which isn't necessarily a bad thing. Because that's 3 more chances of me getting power bomb. And got no power bomb. I've gotten power bomb ammo before. I'm pretty sure. But maybe it's possible that I haven't. I'm trying to think about what I used power bomb on. It's possible I used power bomb on the door. It's possible that power bomb ammunition doesn't drop unless you've actually unlocked power bombs normally. In which case, it's possible that the only way for me to get this ammo back is by going to my ship which automatically refills all my ammo, but that sounds really bad. That sounds really not right. That would be absolutely awful. So I'm gonna hope that these crates... I'm full on missiles, I'm full on energy. It should give me a power bomb expansion, or power bomb ammo. I would hope. But it's not. So I just don't think it's gonna happen. I don't know why it's not happening, but I just don't think it's gonna happen. I think we have to go through the normal way. But basically, that thing that I was gonna blow up with a power bomb, it opens up a back door to phase-on mines. And that would have been interesting. 'Cause I don't know that I've ever done that. I think I have. But it'd be kind of interesting to do that. Yeah, I'm just not getting one. Kind of weird. But yeah, I'm just not getting a power bomb. Not getting anything now. Oh well. I mean, I guess this is going back to Root Cave. I guess I could take that route anyway. Like, honestly, like, I could go grab a power bomb from my ship and then come back through here. And go that way. But, I guess at this point we've wasted a lot of time trying to do that, so let's just go the way that I originally intended to go. Well, we'll still see the room that we were gonna go through. It'll just be... we'll be leaving through there, I think, instead of entering. But... it should be fine. It should be fine. And of course, now I get one. Now I get a power bomb. Thanks, game. So we're gonna climb Frigate. Normally you're supposed to go through Frigate, but instead of doing that, we're gonna climb it. You go underneath the big butt rock here. That's the butt rock. Probably recall this area. We have been to it once before. But instead of leaving through this area, we're going to enter through this area. I'm gonna take out these guys because they're annoying. And then we're gonna do something a little bit unconventional. might take me a couple tries because it's a bit unconventional. And the things I'm supposed to land on here are kind of weird. They don't have the best standing on them hitboxes. Let's take us back into Chozo Ruins. To that elevator room. Oops. Oh yeah, I want to point out this room. I think that this little window here, I think, is a really cool view of the crashed frigate. I just think it's really cool. It's like this little area back there. You just look through that little window. This game has so many small details like that. It's just like little rooms that go from one area to another, and they've got like little windows that you can look through and you can see terrain through them. I love stuff like that. Like, all they are rooms, are little tiny connecting rooms that let the big rooms unload and the next big rooms load up. That's all they are, but they like put in these little scenic tidbits for people just gobble up. So I would just recommend, if you're playing through this game, look for stuff like that, because this game has a lot of details that, gosh, there's some stuff that I'll be like, wow, I've never noticed that before. And I've played through this game probably 50 times. I don't want to say 100, because I don't think it's been 100, but I've probably played through this game 50 times, and there's still stuff that I notice. It's much easier on Dolphin because the resolution's higher. But yeah. Also, Dolphin has free look, no clip and stuff like that. Free cam. So I completely forgot that because I got this power bomb expansion early, that I could come do this shit. So this will actually be really nice. I can kind of skip and grab this item, so I don't have to leave the phase on mines once I add to them. I think I can pretty much do the mines in one go. So I'm glad I came this way, because otherwise I wouldn't have had this X-ray visor. What's the X-ray visor do, you might ask? It lets you see through stuff. What's the usefulness in that? Well, let me show you. You can see through this wall, and you're like, wow, this wall doesn't exist. It must mean that I can blow it up. And so I blew it up. Hey, what's this? Oh no, it's another artifact thingy. You guys probably are like, man, these artifact thingies are so boring. And yeah, they kind of are, but you'll be so happy when I don't have to go track them all down and I have them all already. Because I'll be at the point where I'm like, okay, now remember all those artifacts that I was collecting throughout the game? Now is the point where you have to go get them, if you haven't gotten them already. And you'd be like, wow, remember all those places that I went to? And actually, this one, the one that's in this room, is pretty obvious if you're the kind of person who looks around and stuff. This may or may not be one of the first ones that you find, because, you know, it's pretty late in the game. But also, this room is just really pretty. It makes me feel bad that I'm not going through it the normal way. I'm going through it. I don't want to Go through this the normal way. I mean, exit it the normal way. No. I want to exit it the fast way, which is just jump to the exit. And not give a poopy about the normal way of doing things. Let's not mess this up more times. I'm really bad at this. So what this is doing is this is letting me go through here not the normal way. Normally, this is a one-way gate, but I'm making it a two-way gate. But I'm not making it a two-way gate very well. And this skips an entire area of the game. Which lets me skip out on a couple items that I would otherwise need to go through said area. Wow, this is really bad. So basically, I need to get stuck in that corner and then boost out at a certain angle. But I'm not doing it very well. So I keep getting stuck on the bars. But this shouldn't take me that long. This isn't something that's like some of the other tricks I did where you mess it up, you die. So it shouldn't be that bad. It's just kind of annoying. It's probably a little bit annoying to watch, but... So, I apologize. But you can kind of see how I'm getting, like, sucked into that corner. And I've just gotten... So... I'm sure this is skill-based, but I'm gonna say that I'm getting unlucky. So, like, the morph ball bombs, the bombs and their timing, and where I put my ball is obviously, like, you know, that's on me. But when I get stuck in the corner and I'm able to get a boost off, I'm gonna say that while that is kind of skill-based, I'm just gonna say I'm getting unlucky. I'm gonna blame RNG on this. But if I wasn't awful, I would be through this already. This is the kind of thing that, like, I did practice, but I was just like, okay, I got it. It's fine. Which means, of course, that I got lucky when I was practicing it. And me getting lucky when I'm practicing is bad, because then I don't realize that it's a pain in the butt to do. But yeah, like, every time I get stuck in there and a boost kind of goes off, that's me saying, oh man, I got unlucky. Because honestly, I think I should have gone through this by now, and I don't know why I haven't. It's really frustrating. I'm gonna try coming in here again. There we go. Maybe I need a slightly different camera angle. I promise to everybody that this definitely works. I've done it many times. My thumb hurts from clenching the controller so hard. Does anybody else do that? Like, when they're really frustrated, they, like, hold down a button way too hard. Like, it doesn't make anything happen better or faster. It's just, you hold it down harder, and then your finger hurts because you're frustrated. I did that a lot on Game Boy Advance games. Like, you think that because you're hitting it, because you're holding it harder, that it's gonna, like, register better or register faster. I don't know. It's some weird thing. But really, you want to stay loose. Just want to stay loose. I'm sure there's something about this I'm doing wrong, because I keep getting in there. There we go, and not getting out. There we go. Okay, so thankfully we have this little thingy here that I'm going to do, so if I ever need to come through this room again, I don't think I will, but if I ever need to come through this room again, I don't need to do that. Gosh darn. I think that's probably been the longest that has ever taken me, except maybe the literal first time I learned how to do it. Oops. Okay, so that's out of the way. We're gonna go to the Phazon Mines, and this place is... So basically, you see almost all the areas of the game within the first few hours of gameplay. You see Fendrana, you see Magmore, you see Talon Overworld, you see Chozo Ruins. This is like the first area that's like... You're in the game. Like, this is like, you're invested, you're trying to kick this game's butt, this is a new area, and you're like, oh my goodness, Squidward. This is like when you're like, well, I feel like I've been everywhere in the game already, what could there be? And then they throw an entirely new area at you. So I'm disabling this force field. I'm not going through from this direction, I'm just disabling that because I think I might need to come back that way. But I'm not 100% sure. Then I'm gonna go ahead and do a safety save here, because I'm not entirely sure what's gonna happen. But Phazon Mines, if Thardus is a skill check of a boss, Phazon Mines is a skill check of an area. This place is difficult. Unless you do what I just did and go up at a place you're not supposed to, and these guys haven't been activated yet, and they're just kind of standing here chilling. Look at their pirate booty, you know. What up, baby? And then, I don't know if that was obvious, but I wasn't supposed to be able to get to that door normally. But through the power of scan dashing, I was able to get through that door. Also, the first time you come into Phazon Mines, you don't have power bombs, you don't have plasma beam. Those are all things that you pick up later. Also, this guy is just like, yo, what up, baby? It's like, oh yeah. Those are some nice buns, hon. Know what I'm saying? So normally you have to do this big old puzzle in this room to get grapple beam, but because I came in from a weird door, I can just jump on over and grab it. That's not supposed to be a shortcut to get here, that's supposed to be a shortcut to leave. But I used it as a shortcut to leave because, you know... Or I used it as a shortcut to get here because, you know, why would you use it as a shortcut to leave when you could use it as both? So now I have Grapple Beam. Oh yeah, here's what I was saying earlier. Remember how I said that you could see the Impact Crater, but you couldn't see the Artifact Temple? That's the Artifact Temple up there. It's pretty big. But yeah, that's the Impact Crater. That's just about everywhere you see the big thing hovering over it. I don't know if they forgot it in that one little transfer room or not, but yeah. Not a big deal. They probably just forgot about it, but... So, Thardus is a skill check. This is also a skill check. But I have Plasma Beam, which invalidates skill checks. Just like it invalidated Thardus' skill check. Come on, do your purple. Do your big purple move. Do your big purple move. Do your purple. Come on. Come on. There we go. Come on, do your purple. Do your purple. Those are elite pirates. They're big boys. We'll see them a couple more times. But that's the first time you fight an elite pirate. Okay, remember that thing I picked up in Magmore Caverns that I was like, I'm sorry, but it's too cool, and I have to pick it up? That's the Ice Spreader. It's a beam combo weapon. Beam combo weapons mean you charge up a beam and you press the missile button at the same time. I'm actually not going to use it that much, but I just really like it because it looks cool. And it just destroys everything, so... Sorry. Oh no, there's a bunch of stuff in this room that I'm supposed to fight. Oh, too bad. Oh hey, it's another elite pirate. Bye. Okay, so this is really interesting. There's a boss in this room, but it's not really a boss. It's kind of an enemy that you fought a bunch of times before, but now it's invisible. And you're not supposed to have the X-ray visor at this point in the game, but I have it. So this is kind of a cool thing to show off. Like, you can see its weird, little, safety shield and stuff like that. It's kind of cool. But you don't normally see that because you're not supposed to have X-ray visor at this point. But this game, the designers were really good at, like, I don't know if they just didn't know what order they would have everything in the final game, and so they just made everything work properly without it. But, like, you can pretty much get whatever you want at any point, and it works on everything. Like, it works properly. It's not just, oh yeah, it works, but, you know, whatever. No, like, things that should have damage resistances have damage resistances. Things that have weaknesses should have weaknesses. Thardus, when I fought him, he's like, he's in the frost area. He's a big ore monster. He has a weakness to the plasma beam. You're not supposed to have the plasma beam at that point. That guy, he's invisible. You're not supposed to have the X-ray visor at that point, but you can use the X-ray visor. I cannot say the same thing about Metroid Prime 2. Metroid Prime 2 did not do that. Metroid Prime 2, I think probably because, you know, they succeeded with this game. They were able to plan it out really well. And they knew, like, exactly where they wanted everything, made it really, really structured. And while that isn't a bad thing, it did mean that a lot of bosses bug out or die instantly to things that you're not supposed to have at that point. In Metroid Prime 2, the boss that you fight to get the boost ball dies in one hit from a power bomb. there's another the spider ball boss to get the magnetic garbage. He dies from the power bomb in one hit, but he's a scripted boss fight, and you soft lock the game if you kill him with a power bomb. There's other enemies where they're supposed to disappear after you have power bombs, but if you fight them with the power bombs in a certain way, it's a thing that grabs you in its mouth. So if you turn into a ball and let it grab you in its mouth, and then you lay a power bomb, it dies, but they never program the animation to like cancel out if you killed it while you were in its mouth, because normally there's no way for that to happen. That's just kind of like a bunch of weird stuff. Really interesting, but for the most part in Echoes, there's not a lot of issues with that, because you get most of the weapons pretty early. But there is a really cool enemy. There's an enemy in Echoes where you can charge it with the light beam and the dark beam and the annihilator beam. But you don't have any of the beams at that point. So if you get them early and then go into that room and they're still in there, you can like mess around with them and charge them up with the different beam weapons. But in the normal playthrough of the game, like, you'll never run into that. It's really interesting. It's really interesting that they like programmed it, and they were probably meant to use them in later parts of the game and then cut it. But it's just really interesting. Echoes is really weird because it has a lot of the weird. It has a lot of weird stuff that feels like it's kind of been cut out of the game. I don't know how to say it. Echoes is just really weird, and I respect it a lot. It's just really weird. Also, the room that I was just in, where the 4 Metroids were all clustered against me at the door, that's the reason why I needed Spider Ball, was to get over to that door. That was the room that I was talking about, where I have a lot of issues getting through it without Spider Ball. If I see it again, I'll point it out, instead of talking about Echoes. But, yeah. Big thing is you're at a low point in the room, the door's at the high point in the room, and there's a spider ball track that takes you to the high point in the room. There's a way to get up there, but it's really hard. You have to like freeze a Metroid and use it to do a dash jump, and that's kind of funky. I would have to watch some videos and practice it, and I didn't want to do that. And if you mess it up, you have to like leave and reload the room. That's kind of a pain. So I figured there's a lot of reasons why Spider Ball will make it easier. There's a lot of reasons why Boost Ball will make it easier. I'll just get them. Plus, I really like Thardus. Thardus is a cool fight. Also, you can one-shot Metroids with power bombs, which is really handy, because they'll gang up on you. More invisible enemies. So I'm really glad that I have the X-ray visor at this point, and I'm really glad that I have a bunch of other stuff at this point, because it makes going through these areas much, much faster. These guys, I'm gonna try to snipe with the plasma beam from back here. The downside of the plasma beam, I haven't talked about this yet, it has a much lower range. It doesn't shoot like the regular beam weapons. Like these beam weapons, they go on, I'm pretty sure indefinitely. Like, Wave Beam does that. They're all like basically projectiles. But the plasma beam is more of like a traditional beam, I guess you could say. Instead of shooting like an object, it shoots a line of a certain length. And yeah, its range isn't super long. Like the plasma beam is very unique. that regard. That's really loud, so I'm just gonna... Oh, I can't actually get that. Yeah, I can't actually get that upgrade. Spoilers, you guys are gonna have to figure out for yourself how to get that upgrade. I think it's just a missile tank, it's nothing important. But yeah, I've been skipping a ton of stuff. If you play through the game normally, you'll probably have like 150 missiles, like 8 energy tanks. But I've been intentionally skipping a bunch of stuff. I haven't used the wave beam that much, but the big thing about the wave beam is it electrocutes enemies, kind of puts a stun on them. Plasma beam sets things on fire, ice beam freezes them. Power beam damages Chozo ghosts. I guess that's its special power. Power beam is just the basic, it's just really basic. Doesn't do anything super fancy. This here's a big boy. What's up, big boy? You can actually skip this cutscene if you've beaten the game before, and it lets you get some shots in on the boss while it's still breaking out of the cage. But I want to show off the cutscene, so I'm not doing that. So I watched an episode of Did You Know Gaming recently, and they said that in Metroid Prime 2's multiplayer, they were originally going to have a 1-on-3 fight where one player controls the Omega Pirate and fights 3 other players. I thought that would actually be kind of interesting. So, this guy's another huge skill check. This guy is an absolute monster. And I'm getting clobbered. Absolutely clobbered. I'm already down to... I'm at half health, basically. Oh no! What's going on? Oh no, where did he go? I think I did that wrong. So I did a lot of damage to him. I think next time he spawns, it's gonna be instant. Yeah. So his ground smashes should kill the pirates eventually. Yeah, there we go. And then hopefully they'll drop me some HP. I got stuck. I'm stuck. I'm stuck. Ow. I keep getting too close to him. 20 minutes. $20 worth of candy. Oh, $40 worth of... Oh my god. Bootstrap, you're a bad influence on us Twitch gamers. You're a bad influence. So, he never goes to the one that you're standing next to, and I don't think he goes to the one that... Well, I think it's just he doesn't go to one that you're standing next to. Ow, my energy's low. It hurts. I don't like it. There we go. So next time he pops up, I'm gonna smash him with... What the... Oh, I'm out of power bombs! Oh no! Dang it, I messed up. I have another phase that I have to do. Oh, this is bad. I might die here. 8 energy. Ah! Dang it! I wasted my power bombs. That's what happens when you don't respect the boss. You have to respect Thardus and you have to respect Omega Pirate. So these areas, when they got really dark, would always scare me when I was a kid. Because when it's really dark and you got Metroids going on, it was always really spooky. Yeah, a lot of this game really scared me when I was a kid, and it's not really supposed to be a scary game. There's parts where it's scary, but it's not like Dead Space or whatever, you know what I mean? You can make fun of me all you want, Bootstrap, but you can't come to my bar mitzvah because you're mean to me. Stop it. Stop it. I'm not trying to disrespect you. I'm just stuck. Oh, there's walls everywhere. I keep getting stuck. I'm stuck again. I'm already at half health again. No. Oh my god, this dude does so much damage. Oh, yeah, there we go. So I think I want to smash him with the plasma and then power bomb. How many bombs do I have? I have 2. So as long as I don't waste a bomb, it should be okay. I don't know if I hit him with it. Did I completely miss him again? Okay, I guess I am gonna hope to get a power bomb expansion off. No, I just wasted both of them. This is awful. He's got so much health, and I'm so low. I'm just gonna call it. This isn't gonna work. I'm just gonna reload now. Oh my goodness. I haven't fought this guy in a really long time, so I'm very out of practice. This is one guy that I did not get any practice on. Yes, I'm making excuses. 'Cause I'm a gamer. Here's what I meant. If you, start the fight in the right way. Get some hot shots off on him. Okay, I smashed him really hard. One more phase should knock him out. Yeah, I did a lot of damage. Plasma Beam is really good against this guy. He's at below half. So I shouldn't even be using power bombs to try to cheese this guy, really. I think you can one-phase him if you know how to do it. I do not know how to one-phase him, though. I will two-phase him happily. This is going much better. I have 4 energy tanks. He doesn't. Oh, that dude like tried to ninja warrior me. Down from there. Alright, we got him. Ladies and gentlemen, we got him. You fall on me. This is a really interesting cutscene. The cutscenes are kind of buggy. I actually got the Phazon suit here, but it shows me in the gravity suit. So it showed me with the purple and blue suit in the cutscene, but if I go into my menu, I actually have the orange one. That's because I skipped the purple one. If you skip a suit upgrade, and then you get a later one, the cutscene will show the next suit in the sequence instead of the one you just picked up. And that's something that is the same in Echoes as well. If you skip the dark suit and get the light suit, it shows the light suit cutscene, but you're wearing the dark suit. And it looks really cool because there's a bunch of light coming out of the dark suit. I'm gonna go ahead and open this up. I don't need to do anything with it yet, but that's a hot, quick energy tank you can get to fill up your energy after that fight. And that opens up the exit, which I will go back to in a moment, but I need to go ahead and get, you guessed it, another Chozo artifact. So I just gotta backtrack a bit, get the artifact, and then backtrack again to the exit. But we are almost done with the game, if you can believe it. We have all of the items that we need to beat the game except for the Chozo artifacts. Phazon suit was the last thing that we needed. This is basically the point in the game where you're like, oh, what do I do now? And it's like, go to the artifact chamber and get everything. And you're like, oh, okay. And then you go and get everything. I think there's still a couple things I need to pick up in Chozo Ruins. Actually, I need to go to Phendrana. There's something I forgot to pick up in Phendrana. And that's totally my bad. I should have gotten it when I got the Power Bomb expansion, but I completely forgot. So I need to go to Phendrana, and I need to go to... How many am I missing? 1, 2... Just gonna look at how many are blue. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so there's 5 artifacts that I'm missing. Oh, one of them I do have to pick up here. I need to pick up in Phazon Mines. So one of them I need to pick up in Phazon Mines. And then... frig off. But he's the one that I need to pick up here is more near the beginning. So that's 1. 2 is in the artifact chamber. 3 is one of them in Phendrana I forgot to pick up. Is there another one in Another one's in Chozo Ruins. I don't remember. The later versions of this game, they put Metroids in this room. In the Phazon puddles. Phazon's the blue goopy shit. Okay, so there's the one here, there's the one in Phendrana, there's one in... So that means that there's 2 in Chozo Ruins I need to pick up. Oh yeah, 1 in all of the Elders, and yeah, okay, I know where all of them are now. I remember. I remember. Where does this go? I don't remember where this goes. Oh, I know where this goes. Okay. This is actually about where I need... Yeah, this is exactly... Oh, this isn't exactly where I need to go, but it's close to where I need to go. This is where I first fought the... Elite Pirate. That was the first Elite Pirate boss. So I need to take the elevator back up. Backtrack a little bit. By backtrack, I mean go to areas I haven't been yet, but go into them from backwards. Which is going to be a little funky. You'll see what I mean. It's kind of cool, but it'll be a little funky. Okay, so I actually want to do this from the bottom. Oh no, he's gonna shoot at me. Oh no, there seems to be some sort of barrier blocking his shots from reaching me. What could ever be going on? So check this out. I just have to boost through this. Eventually I'll get through. Oh no, there's a... The place that we just came through is what I'm about to blow up. There we go. That's where I came in through, that door. Isn't that interesting? And then here's the big boy I gotta fight. This is the Phazon Elite. He's a big blueberry, he is. Your ground smash. You can do it, I believe in you. Your ground smash. There we go. And he's basically an elite pirate, but with more health. He might do more damage, I'm not sure. But these guys are really annoying, so I'm gonna take them out now. If I can... He keeps redirecting the beams. There we go. There we go. We're gonna... Oh. You can scan a thingamajig to kind of like do two things during one cutscene. You can like scan that, which plays this cutscene and skips the cutscene of the artifact spawning. But this artifact, if you see that and you're like, oh, I don't know what this is, and then you go ahead and leave, it'll disappear forever, and your game will be impossible to complete. In later versions of the game, they locked the doors until you defeated it and picked up the artifact. But yeah, here's the part where we're going through stuff backwards. This room in particular, we're going through backwards. And you'll be able to tell because there's some really funky cutscenes. Really funky cutscenes. So this cutscene plays, and some stuff spawns, I guess. But there's actually another cutscene that plays. I'm very confused. Give me a minute. Basically, the first cutscene that plays locks the doors. The second one doesn't. So there's like two kind of weird triggers. So like one of these is gonna lock the, yeah, okay. So here's the locking the door trigger. And that happens when you reach kind of like this part, and it doesn't unlock until you kill everything. It's really weird. So like if you kill everything, yeah, okay, here's the second time the cutscene plays. It's so weird. It like resets this cutscene. So if you kill everything, trigger the doors locking, and then like trigger that cutscene again, but everything's dead, you're locked in the room. If you go through from the beginning, it's fine. But if you go through from backwards, it's not fine. Go through from backwards is very weird. And I have forgotten that enough times that I will no longer forget it. Yeah, there's just a bunch of weird stuff that happens when you do the rooms backwards. Because it's like the first time you go into a room, they expect you to go in from a certain door. And so it's a little bit scripted. So the first time you go through a room, sometimes there's a bunch of weird shit. So you just have to know what it is. I guess. Like here, I've been through this room already, so it's loaded up like the going through the room a second time thing. So these guys aren't broken anymore. They're only broken when you enter the room the first time and then skip their triggers. After the first time, they're fine. So normally I would take a different route out, but I needed to pick up the artifact. If you remember big tall room, after I beat the Omega Pirate, and it had like, you know, a bunch of pirates in there, and it was just really big and had Phazon at the bottom. I started at the bottom and climbed about halfway up. That is the room that connects to the Magmore Caverns room that I was trying to blow up that one time. So that's a really interesting way to get in there backwards if you want to. Or, you know, leave there quickly, it's nice. But I'm taking this route because I need to go back to Chozo Ruins to pick up some artifacts. And this is the best way for me to do that, in my opinion. Because this puts me right next to one of the rooms I need for the Chozo artifacts. And I'm gonna have to go back to Magmore to go to Fendrana to pick up one that I forgot about. One that I should have already, but I forgot about. So you might remember this room. I'm gonna go ahead and activate this. Oh, I did this in the wrong order. I should have done ice first and then plasma. I have to leave and reset the room. But I always forget which is which. Because it's like, it's weird. You have to use plasma on the bomb slot, and then you have to use ice beam to actually grab the artifact. I'm wondering if they did that deliberately in order to ensure that you couldn't skip either beam to, like, beat the game. But you totally can just, like, if you were at the point where you could wall crawl out of bounds, none of it would matter anyway. It's just really weird. So one thing is, we have not fight these ghosty boys with the X-ray visor. The room that you get the X-ray visor the normal way that you exit the room is by fighting Chozo Ghost, and it's supposed to show off how much easier these fights are now that you have the X-ray visor. Having the X-ray visor allows you to hit them in many more of their animations, whereas before you have to wait for them to spawn, and even if you know where they are, you can't hit them unless you're in X-ray visor mode. Similar to how in the Omega Pirate fight, you can only hit him if you have the X-ray visor when he's like doing his weird recharge move. So these guys are way faster to kill. Now we're gonna do ice. I classify this as obvious because you did wave beam, you have to do plasma to get an artifact. Why would you not use the ice beam as well? That's just common sense. So I'm gonna go ahead and get an energy tank here because I think this is obvious enough to grab. About the only thing that wasn't super obvious or I needed it was the ice spreader. I just really like the ice spreader. I've barely used it. It's definitely not necessary for anybody to really use. It's just kind of cool. There's only really a couple rooms where it's super useful, where it freezes multiple stuff at once, multiple guys. But I don't know. It's so cool. But this gives me 6 energy tanks, which is pretty nice. Room with a nice view of the castle. No, it's not. It'll be another room. I'm gonna check to see if it was in Watery Hall access. No, it was not. This one has a ceiling. I think might be this one. Yeah, it's this one. Okay, so if we look, I'm pointing at, what am I pointing at right now? I'm just pointing at Sun Chamber Lobby, Arboretum, Sun Chamber Access. So it looks like that is, I don't know if any of this makes any sort of sense as to how it connects to anything. I think over in that direction, that's the Sun Chamber. So, like, the weird castle-y parts over there, that's where I fought Flagra. But it doesn't really look like that. So I think a lot of this is maybe, like, their beta mapping that they just, like, put in. Like, that's what they intended things to look like. And then it actually ended up looking different in the final. Either that, or, like, maybe that's a weird connection room that I can't see very well. Like, that could just be the connection to the Sun Chamber room. That might not be the Sun Chamber itself. Like that, I'm not sure what that is. That's clearly the Arboretum. It's big. So that's like maybe the connection to the Sun Chamber, but that's not what it looks like in the game. Like, it clearly... This actually doesn't make any sense. So this must be... They must have made that according to a beta version of the Chozo Ruins layout, because it doesn't map properly to the rooms. That's actually really, really interesting. Like, that's clearly Arboretum. Can't really argue that. That has to be Arboretum. And then that's where it would connect to the Sun Chamber. Like, right here. That little sticky out part. But there's no drop. In the, on the model, there's a big drop down. And so I bet that originally there was a drop down And then that was the sun chamber originally, but it's not anymore. That's actually really cool. And then there's like this weird castle border going on here. So like that room would, I don't even know what that would be. There's nothing in that direction. So I wonder how much different the layout of Chozo Ruins used to be. Really cool. And all that just from this particular room, just from Arboretum Access, and I only just saw that like 3 days ago. It's the first time I ever saw that was like 3 days ago. So that's like kind of the thing I mean when this game just has so much stuff in it if you pay attention and go out of your way to look. Just details that I've never seen before. Some other details, you have like that weird like pylon, I'm assuming that's for like electricity or something. It's a way to like power the ruins, but there's not a lot of things that use power here. It's just kind of interesting. So here's this missile expansion that I was gonna just jump over to, but I'm gonna use a halfway intended method to get this missile expansion. Halfway intended, not completely intended. You're supposed to jump over from a platform, but I'm gonna jump to it and there we go. Oh no, I messed it up. I'd be able to do it from here. No, can't. But I can do it from the tree. But if I jump on this tree, I can do it. There we go. Not intended. You are supposed to use the grapple beam, but you're supposed to grapple from here, which is an exit from another room, which I don't think I can go into backwards. I can go into this room backwards, but I don't think I can go into the actual room itself backwards. I don't want to try it though, because I don't want to get stuck. It's very possible that I will get legitimately stuck if I try to go in there backwards. But yeah. Chozo Ruins is really cool. I like it a lot. Oh yeah, I got one more thing to do in Chozo Ruins. And then I need to go to Fendrana. I'm supposed to be able to jump on this tree root here. I'm not pulling it off very well though. So I'm just gonna do the normal method. Just do that and then magnetic rail. Please don't shoot me. Good. Water. Do a fancy jump and bam. 2 more artifacts to go. This room's also pretty cool, you know. It's big. I'm gonna hop up here and see if I can see anything out the windows. Well, they aren't really windows, but you know what I mean. No, I can't. I don't think there's anything else loaded in this room, which is interesting because if it was following kind of what the other rooms did, you'd be able to see some exterior stuff. But probably due to performance reasons, they didn't put any of that in. Makes sense. It's a really big room. Okay, what's the fastest way to get to Fendrana? So that is one route that I could take. Take it to Magmore. Yeah, that's honestly probably the easiest one. Then I can just leave through Root Tunnel. I never thought that I would actually use this room to get from one place to another. But here I am, using it to get to the elevator. Oh yeah, so I don't think I ever showed off this room that much. So the way you're supposed to get down, or the way you're supposed to get back up is this magnetic rail. But you have to scan 4 things to remove that gate. I skipped some items so that I don't need to open that gate, but that's also why I needed to do the weird floaty jump method. Was to be able to climb that without having the items needed to remove that gate, and then use the magnetic rail to get up. Oh yeah, I forgot this room had grapple points. Woo! You usually don't come through some of these early rooms ever again, so it's kind of interesting to see the grapple points on there. In a casual playthrough, you totally would, because you'd be looking for the artifacts, and you probably wouldn't have any idea where they are, and you'd just be looking around for a while, or you'd be looking for like missile upgrades that you missed. Stuff like that. Maybe some scans that you didn't see last time. Not the right way. I need to climb this room. A lot of the music in this game is remixed from Super Metroid. Which is then, of course, a lot of it remixed from, I think, original Metroid, maybe? I'm actually not sure how much of the Super Metroid stuff is remixed from original Metroid. But yeah, there is a lot of just remixed stuff. I think Fendrana might be original, but I'm not sure. Bagmore Caverns I know is not. Bagmore Caverns is definitely a remix, I think, of Warfare. I'm not sure if Talon Overworld is a remix. I think Talon Overworld is like a loose remix of the Brinstar theme, maybe. Here's the artifact I forgot to get when I came and got power bombs. It's been here the whole time. Now I only have one left. It's also kind of neat, I think, that a lot of the artifact locations they put out of bounds of a regular map. So you have the map shape, and it doesn't always account for some of the secret rooms. They're supposed to be very hidden. Yeah, I'll just take Root Tunnel out. Excuse me. That should be fastest. Alright, so we're back to the spaceship. We're gonna do a save here. And then we're gonna head to the artifact chamber. This is the last artifact in the game. We got all the artifacts now. These pillars that you're looking at right here, there is an artifact for each of them. So if you get to this area, which is very easy to get to early in the game, you can scan the artifacts that you don't have, and it will tell you where they are. I don't know if they get added to your logbook or not as clues, but you could write them down. It's like, this is how the game helps you find the artifacts if you don't know where to look for them. Oh no, it's Ridley. This boss fight is very hard on Dolphin because of how hard it chugs. Anything with water is, in Metroid Prime games on Dolphin, it chugs super hardcore. So, especially this fight, because you're constantly in the rain, constantly getting wet, makes it chug super hard. Also, poor Ridley here has a little bit of a bug. If you boost into him, it destroys his wings. And now he's at like a 5th HP. I don't know of a good way to hit him with a charge beam when he's like doing his mouth like that. It's like really hard to hit him. If he's just doing that, I could hit him. That didn't do very much damage. I think he has like multiple phases of blowing up his chest. And I think I hit one of those phases. Hey, what's up, Matt? Everything pretty good. We're at the end of this game. So here's the gross impact crater.
I have a feeling that you and
Hey, thanks for the follow, Matt.
about to become very close.
So the impact crater is kind of neat. If you look at the concept art of this place, the concept art of the impact crater sounds, or it looks very similar to what Metroid Prime 3 Corruption looks like. So I'm kind of glad that they went with a different, really weird design here, because it's like super funky. Like you got these weird teeth here. Everything looks super mutated. It's great. Everything looks super duper gross and mutated. But the concept art suggests that they originally planned to do a lot more with this area, like maybe to the extent of some of the areas that they did with Corruption. But not a big deal. Really cool. Still really cool. It's just it's a short and sweet area, and that's all it needs to be. It's a short and sweet area. This here is Metroid Prime, namesake of the game. And if you haven't been scanning anything or reading anything in the game, you might be very curious as to why we're fighting Metroid Prime. But basically, the entire reason the Chozo on this planet died was because of Metroid Prime. He basically came on a big meteor and spread a bunch of sludge around and drove everybody insane. And he ate a bunch of stuff, and the Chozo died and used like the remainder of their power and energy and whatnot to seal him up. And then the pirates came through and were like, oh man, this sludge stuff is pretty great. We should harness this. And originally in like the very original lore of this game, he supposedly was able to burrow out of his crater and eat all of the space pirate equipment and integrate it within himself, and that's why he can like switch to the different beam weapons. But that got retconned, and he never left. So I think in lore there's no real reason why you can switch between these different things. But originally he was meant to be like some sort of weird biomechanoid, and that got, I guess, retconned to be not biomechanoid. I guess he's just kind of funky. Maybe because he ate a bunch of Chozo weaponry, he can do this when he was fighting the Chozo. I don't know. I don't think it really matters that much. He's just a big dude and you fight him. But yeah, if you're interested in the lore of this game, it's pretty cool to read the original GameCube NTSC logs, and then you can compare those to like the trilogy logs or the PAL logs. Basically, this came out NTSC, and then they retconned some stuff. This actually came out in the US, I believe, before it came out in Japan. So a lot of stuff got retconned in between releases. But the trilogy version has the most up-to-date changes and stuff like that. In the PAL version, they even had voiceovers for when you go into the different areas. Like, there'll be a voice that's like, Magmoor Caverns, Space Frigate Orpheon. It's kind of interesting. Actually, kind of interesting. But that's not in the trilogy version. It may or may not be in the trilogy Japanese version. I don't remember. But I think they added it to Japanese version in PAL. Then I guess they just were like, this is weird. We don't want this. But yeah, a lot of cool stuff. This game has a lot of weird details in it. I guess a lot of games do. I'm just a Metroid nerd. I think Zelda games have a bunch of changes between versions and stuff like that as well. Oh yeah, this guy's another skill check. I don't know if you can really call the last boss in the game a skill check, but he's very hard if it's your first time playing the game. Oh, thank goodness, plasma. Let's get some damage on this big boy. Ah. I wonder what those are there for. I don't know that I've ever noticed those before. I wonder if he blows them up and upgrades come out of them. I keep missing. Oh, he just tried ice on me. Oh. Oh, stop it. no, I can't see him. Whatever will I do? X-ray? Oh, I can see him now. Hyper beam! Basically, I'm just gonna chill up here for a while. Okay, I think he's in thermal mode right now. Since he's in thermal mode, I can't really do anything to him. I just have to wait for him to switch forms. I might have to use up the pool. I think I have to use up the pool. And then I'll switch. Yeah, he switched. Oh no, he didn't give me a new puddle. Dang it. Maybe using the pool's a bad idea. Maybe I should have just waited. Give me goo! Drop your goo for me. Oh no, ran out. Need goo puddle. Yeah, goo puddle. Where you at, big boy? Again, I don't have the gravity suit, so I got ripped from Phazon to gravity. Even though I don't have gravity. The cutscene don't care. And there's my Varia suit again. And there's my gravity suit again. If you get a certain percentage of items, it shows... It actually zooms up on her face and you get to see the weird low poly Sama's face. But I think my percentage of item collection is pretty low in this run, unsurprisingly. So I guess they just like skip over it. Interesting. She just stares at the destruction, she's like, oh, this sucks, and then she leaves. And then there's an additional 100% scene after the credits. Feel free to look those up on YouTube. Spoilers, they lead into Metroid Prime 2 Echoes. So if you know anything about that game, it's not going to be very surprising or very spoilery, but it's interesting. I'm going to use the restroom, and my mom made pancakes, so I'm going to get pancakes, I think. And I don't know what time it is. It's like 5. Zach, what time are you gonna start streaming? 6 probably? Usually start at... You start at 6? I know you said that you were free from like 9 till 6, so I'm assuming that you're gonna start at 6. I can just do whatever for an hour. But you start at 8, never mind. Never mind, I'm not gonna mess around until 8. I will, however, look to see if there's anybody cool online that I can hosty. It depends. It depends if you think people will watch PoE. I don't care, I'll watch whatever. Because when I watch you, I'm not watching for the game you're playing, I'm watching for you. However, all the people who are there watching Warframe, I don't know. And I'm not really sure how easy it is to get a Path of Exile audience. Warframe audience, it seems like the community is pretty, like, you know, helpful and very noob-friendly, but I don't know how it is for Path of Exile. So you can always try it. I mean, worst case scenario, I guess you lose out on like 1 day of streaming, quote unquote. But I don't know. Yeah, if you're playing Path of Exile, you can always play it online until your month of Warframe is up and then see how it goes. 39%, that's higher than I thought it would be. I think low percent in this game is like lowest possible percent is like 19 or 20 or something like that. It's pretty low. So I got like twice as many items. I guess they did have like 30 missiles and like 6 energy tanks, so that makes sense. 2:43 in-game time. I've been able to 100% this game in like less time. That's how slow this was. I can 100% this game in less time, or I was able to. I think my best time of this game, 100%, was 2:34. So 2 hours 34 minutes. That's in-game time, and that is with the USB loaders, so the load times are way faster than like disc. But yeah.